You're listening to The Cultured Bumpkin, a literature podcast with Jake Phillips, where we present audiobook quality readings of the classics for your enjoyment. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, just because you're a bumpkin doesn't mean you can't be cultured. Hello and welcome to The Cultured Bumpkin. I'm Jake. I'm the host of The Cultured Bumpkin. I'm the producer. I'm the best-looking guy on the staff. I am the main voice actor. You get the picture. If you would like to support The Cultured Bumpkin, there are links in the bio that you can do so through purchase, through donation, or just through, the free ways of doing it, like adding or posting a review on whatever podcast platform you heard this on, that kind of thing. But I really appreciate you listening, and I'm just so thankful for each and every one of your pairs of ears. I haven't, lately, and I'm very thankful for this, I've been getting a lot more downloads. A lot more people are listening in and stuff, so I thought I would do a little bit of a couple little factoids about me. My name is Jake Phillips. I am from Mississippi. I went to Mississippi State University back in the early 2000s. I commissioned into the U.S. Army as an Army officer. I was in light cavalry. I was in tanks. I did some training on tanks and then went into light cavalry, like surveillance and reconnaissance type stuff. And while I was in the Army, I developed a real love of classic literature, which I had before, but it was like a great way to escape my surroundings, the generally non-creative and just some of the awfulness that comes with being around a bunch of guys. I was in an all-male unit, and just, sort of the shortcomings that come along with all that stuff. It was nice. I read the entire, I read Jane Austen's complete works while out doing field exercises. I think it's kind of funny now looking back. But it was a nice way to get out of the snow or blistering heat of the Kansas, the Great Plains, which were in Kansas, and sort of go far, far away into a nice place like, Bath or, some sort of pastoral English countryside. And, it was great. And I really developed a love there. I went to see Shakespeare for the first time. It was a play put on by Kansas State University Theater, which was nearby and had a great theater program. I really fell in love with Shakespeare, and we'll read a sonnet here in a moment. Later on, as far as travels, I've been to Canada, Iceland, Ireland, Germany, Kuwait, Turkey, and Iraq. I am learning Spanish and Russian. I like to read stuff. As you may have guessed. I'm really getting into Moby Dick by Herman Melville, which is, the great American novel. And a lot of people don't like it. I didn't like it. I thought it was dry and wordy. And I think sometimes you're not ready for a book, and you just need to put it down. And later on you can pick it up. And maybe then you'll be ready for it. And I've picked up Moby Dick 2 or 3 times in my life. And just a couple weeks ago, I picked it up again, and now I'm ready for it, and I'm loving it. And now I'll probably do an episode soon about why I'm loving it and why maybe you should reconsider it if you've ever picked it up and then, like me, put it back down because I just, I couldn't get into it. Anywho, I like to learn about stuff. And another thing I really enjoy, these are all totally random, as you might can tell. These are just random factoids about me, in case you didn't know this, which most of y'all probably do. I love local legends and stories, right? Local folklore and legend type of things. And if you, wherever you are in the world, have a story or a legend from your area, I would love to hear it and would love to possibly feature it on here. I just think that's really cool. On the Cultured Bumpkin, as far as, now I'm going to, the top 10 places that I get downloads from. where, there's multiple listeners. Somebody from, Madagascar could come by and sort of select it. You listen to it for a couple seconds and turn it off, and that might show up as a download. I'm not talking about those kind of things. I mean, people that have a country that I have a lot of downloads from. United States is the leader. United Kingdom is in second, followed by Germany, Canada, New Zealand, Mexico, Albania, Australia, and Belgium. And those are all, like I said, ones with like over 50 downloads or whatever. If you're from one of those places or somewhere else, it doesn't matter, anywhere in the world that you have a local legend, I want to hear about it. I love that kind of thing, and would love to, read up on it, do the story, tell a little about it, spotlight some other cultures around the world, because I think, this is the cultured bumpkin. And I think the more that you know about other people around the world and what they go through and what interests them and, the things they eat and, how they have fun. And I just think that makes you a more rounded, more well-rounded person. And, a lot of us can't go, let's say, to Hungary and learn some, dance or something. But you could read about it, maybe describe it, that kind of thing. So that was a totally random little deal there. And now we're going to go right into the reading for today, which is Sonnet 100 by William Shakespeare, the old fella whose work I fell in love with as a young army officer on the Great Plains nearly 400 years after he had died. But Sonnet 100 goes like this. Where art thou, Muse, that thou forgettest so long to speak of that which gives thee all thy might? Spendest thou thy fury on some worthless song, darkening thy power to lend base subjects light? Return, forgetful Muse, and straight redeem in gentle numbers time so idly spent. Sing to the ear that doth thy lays esteem, and gives thy pen both skill and argument. Rise, resty Muse, my love's sweet face survey, if time have any wrinkle graven there, if any be a satire to decay. And make time's spoils despised everywhere. Give my love fame faster than time wastes life, so thou preventest his scythe and crooked knife. That was Sonnet 100 by William Shakespeare. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you got to know me a little better. I'd like to get to know you a little better. Send me an email, jakephillips116@gmail.com. Tell me about yourself, when and how you listen, what kind of stuff you like, if you have a recommendation for something in the public domain, or anything of that nature. I always like hearing from people, and I hope that you have a great day or evening whenever you're listening to this, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you very much for listening. You're listening to The Cultured Bumpkin, a literature podcast with Jake Phillips, where we present audiobook quality readings of the classics for your enjoyment. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, just because you're a bumpkin doesn't mean you can't be cultured.